Hello and welcome to another episode of Lasting Legacies. I'm Stephen Gunn, my co-host Evan Herrman.
Hi.
Evan, who do we have today?
We have none other than the man in the white hat himself.
Oh my gosh.
John Rothrock. Don't try to say his name
That's true.
10 times fast because you're not gonna get it. Crazy suit guy, love him to death. President of Yale Cleaners. You're gonna wanna stay tuned for this episode. Can't wait for you guys to watch it.
Hello and welcome back to another edition of Lasting Legacies. I'm Stephen Gunn. My co-host here is Evan Herrman.
Hi.
And our guest today is Mr. John Rothrock from Yale Cleaners. John, we're so glad to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. And I think you had the first question.
I
actually.
do. John, you know, I wanna know more about your business within Yale Cleaners, and I also want you to debunk the myth that going to the cleaners to get your stuff dry cleaned is too expensive, because I gotta tell you, I've tried to dry clean my own stuff at home, so to say, and I end up ruining my stuff. And that's more expensive than just taking it in.
Well, absolutely. We all spend our hard-earned money on good clothing, whether it's value-based clothing or really expensive brands. And going to the cleaners to maintain them is a whole lot cheaper than trying to do it at your home and ruining that garment. And really, if you look at it, you can find value cleaners that will help you keep your garments clean, whether it's Yale or a different brand. And it's
Yale. Yale.
I appreciate that. But it's actually an investment in your wardrobe. It allows you to buy those garments once and then maintain them for an extended period of time. So it really will help you save money in the long run.
Absolutely. Well, tell us more just about Yale business.
So Yale Cleaners, we're a third-generation local Tulsa business. A lot of people think we're a franchise. We actually are not a franchise. We were founded right here in the heart of Tulsa on 11th and Yale in 1944. This year we celebrate 75 years in business.
Woohoo!
We're very excited by that.
Congrats, that's right.
I'm the third generation to run it. My grandfather and my father before me. Actually, my mom's side of the family is where the business comes from, not my dad's side. So it's kind of an interesting twist that many people know. But we have grown through Tulsa's support, generous support, to be one of the largest cleaners in the region. We're definitely probably the largest in the state.
That's awesome.
That's great. Now, tell us a little bit more about kind of your journey into the cleaning, leading everything, because obviously you didn't.
Were you predestined?
No, I am the youngest of 5 children, actually, and I run the business, and all of my siblings do work for Yale and work for me.
Wonderful.
So that's kind of a unique twist that most people don't really realize.
So you're Joseph.
I don't know, maybe, I don't know about that. I was never the heir apparent. At some point, it became apparent that I had the best skills to run the business. Every one of my siblings, they have unique talents and abilities, and our company is just big enough that they're able to work in the company, and we're able to harness those talents and abilities. So everyone has a part to play, and together we make an orchestra.
That's awesome.
That's great.
So. We really are blessed as a family business, and truly, it's a pleasure to serve Tulsa.
Right. How many locations do you guys have?
So right now we have 12 locations in the greater Tulsa area. We're Broken Arrow, Owasso, Sapulpa, and soon coming Jinx that everyone I hear is excited about.
Absolutely.
That's been a long time coming.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So I have a question. I heard a rumor about this. I don't know if it's true. Was it your grandfather that invented, instead of shipping the clothes off, but to have the ability to clean the stuff in the stores itself?
He didn't invent that process. As a company, we were very much like other dry cleaners in the marketplace, where we had one central plant, and then we had dry stores or hub stores, just drop off and pick up locations. And he found that wasn't the most successful. He had one store he bought in Sapulpa. It was called Renwood Cleaners, and he realized very quickly that store ran so much better than the entire company of Yale, and was so much better that he started thinking, well, how can we do this differently? And so he convinced my dad to quit his job. He was a chemical engineer, and join the family business. And together with my great uncle, they teamed up and they changed the business model of Yale, and it changed the way we do dry cleaning. And that was moving towards a company of doing everything on site. It did not happen overnight. It was a long process. It probably took close to 15 years to convert the company completely over from central plant to on-site dry cleaning.
Well, you're 75 years in the business, so it sounds like the 15 years you had time.
Well, we're very blessed to have really great people. We had great leadership over the years, and that's enabled us to serve customers. And When we serve customers, they reward us with more business, and it's a good fit for each other. If we're making our services so convenient for our customer that they want to keep coming back, then and we treat them well when they're there, then I think that we can maintain and continue to have a strong business.
Well, that's going to lead into our next question, but we're going to get into that when we come right back.
This program is made possible by the generous support of the Demand Project, a nonprofit organization fighting to eradicate sex trafficking and the sexual exploitation of children. To find out how you can help, please visit thedemandproject.org today.
Could your business or organization benefit from TV advertising? KGEB Tulsa TV 53 broadcasts from the campus of Oral Roberts University and reaches the greater Tulsa metro. Contact us for more info at 918-488-5300.
And welcome back to Lasting Legacies. I'm Stephen Gunn, my co-host Evan Herrman, and our guest today is John Rothrock. So glad to have you again, John.
Thank you so
much. Let me kind of jump in. You mentioned it, and you talked a little bit about kind of the family aspect of it. This is such a unique opportunity for you guys. So some statistics out there say that family businesses, by 3 generations, they're
extinct.
Failure, or they
78% of family businesses fell in the 3rd generation.
He knows the statistics.
There you go. You know exactly right.
And a scant 7% survive into the 4th generation. So the statistics are not on my side.
Sure, but talk a little bit about what that looks like for you.
You formed the question, and how do you handle that pressure and that responsibility? Well, I don't view it as pressure and responsibility. I view it as an opportunity to succeed. I'm very, very blessed. I've had a great opportunity presented to me if I can continue it on. And my parents and grandparents were very wise, and they gave me opportunities to have good education. They trained me well in the business. I started cleaning and mopping floors and worked all the way up through the entire business. So there's nothing I can't do in the company. And that's invaluable when you're trying to run it.
Sure.
To me, I look at it as, at this point, I'm a steward of the business. The business is here to serve Tulsa and here to serve our employees and ultimately the shareholders. And we have to be a good steward of that. And if we treat our resources right and we help cultivate and maintain that, then we're able to better succeed, in my opinion.
That's good. That's really good. Now, so what did that feel like? I mean, when you obviously, like you said, it kind of at some point it emerged. It kind of was clear that it was like, okay, you're gonna be the leader of it. But was that kind of like a big weight to kind of carry on to take that, or did it feel just like this is the right thing?
At first I was probably too naive to even realize the level and weight of that responsibility. The more I've grown into that position and that role, I understand what it is. I mean, I've always stated that my challenge in running the company will be to maintain and staff it and grow it. One of our best assets has always been our people. Having the great people to help build and maintain customer relationships, do the work of the cleaning and pressing the clothes. That's truly one of our best assets. And being able to cultivate that. My dad, my grandfather before him, they were always able to attract a great team and maintain them and keep them with the company for a very long time. And that's the hurdles we got to continue on, is the employment market makeup changes and the way people want to view jobs. And the society's changed. People don't spend careers at companies anymore. So navigating through that, that's probably my biggest challenge of maintaining the success of our company.
I can see that too, with the just generational differences now where we're up to. One of the things I think that stuck out to me, John, was that I've taken my clothes there before. I've taken them a lot of different cleaners around town, honestly, and I was impressed with just the level of service that the folks I dealt with there at that location. But what I love, and that I think is probably something special for people to learn, is that even friends of yours, right? People that are close, the business owners in the area community, friends of ours that we know, you say somebody who drives up that has no idea who you are should have the same level of service as someone who's a close friend.
Every customer should be treated the same, whether they know me or not, bring me one garment a year or bring me their entire wardrobe consistently. I want to deliver the best dry cleaning experience for our customer. We do that through our covered car hops. Customers don't even have to get out of their car. We'll take the clothes from them and bring the clothes to them. That sets us apart, and it's covered, so you're protected from Oklahoma's harsh weather.
More sun,
but more so than that,
yeah.
people want things done on their time. So we do things same day. It's not easy always, but we promise a customer every day you bring us your clothes by noon, we'll have them ready and to go by 5. And that's not without its challenges. But our company has been determined to never let that that not happen. We promised a customer, we always want to deliver on that promise. And that's really the secret to our success, is always delivering on a promise. That builds trust and loyalty with the brand, and that goes along with our branding and our imagery. And as long as we always live up to those expectations and those promises, then customers will believe that we're authentic to our word and to our brand. And it just builds that synergy that you just can't manufacture, it seems like to me.
That's so critical. I think that's good. I remember when I was pulling up, I had my window down, and I heard one of them come out and, hey, whatever, Gina or whatever, she recognized, there's regulars. There's something about that personal, local aspect. I think that's big. So we're going to pause, take a break, and hear from some of our local sponsors here, and we'll be right back, so don't go anywhere.
Hi, my name is Matt Moore, president of the Young Businessmen of Tulsa. I pray that this program is a blessing to you and that it inspires you to grow in both your business and personal life. Did you know that many people, both young and old, hold a mentality that their success is all about them? When in reality, we know that our success is dependent on how well we can serve and meet the needs of others. Owning a business is a huge responsibility, and success is very important for not only you, but also your employees and your community. If our community is going to continue to thrive, we need to be proactive in promoting a business community that's focused on being excellent stewards in all areas of life, so we can create lasting legacies. Today, we have a fantastic opportunity in front of us that could really take our city and community to the next level. Each program we air has the potential to reach over 1 million households. But in order to do this, we need to reach an extra $1,600 in monthly reoccurring giving. YBT is looking for two types of partners, those who can pledge $9 a month and those who can pledge $19 a month. Not only will we continue to share our Christ-centered message, but in order to keep with the spirit of YBT, a portion of each monthly pledge that you give will benefit our monthly Pay It Forward projects in order to help give back to our city. If you decide to pledge $19 a month, we will have your name scroll at the bottom of the screen on each program as a proud supporter. Every pledge is a tax-deductible donation. Will you help me make a bigger difference in our city? YBT has a track record of creating better leaders, and we have raised well over $145,000 for community projects since our conception. Join us as a co-producer as we take this message and program across the airwaves. Help us steward a message that will literally change people's lives forever. To make your pledge, please visit www.patreon.com/YBT.
Welcome back to this episode of Lasting Legacies. I'm Evan Herrman, my co-host Stephen Gunn, and none other than the guy who doesn't have his hat on right now, but who always wears a white cowboy hat around town.
That's right.
Yale Cleaners, John Rothrock.
Well, I do have a little subtle nod to the white hat. I do have it on my lapel, so
That's awesome.
when I don't think it's always appropriate to wear in every setting, but I do like to wear it from time to time.
Right.
It's great.
I love it. John, my question for you is relevancy within business, or specifically Yale Cleaners. You guys have done a great job at maintaining great customer service, but it's been really innovative over the 75 years of your business. And so as society changes, as expectations change, how do you stay innovative with the current market or what your customers want?
Well, that's probably the biggest challenge any company that has any longevity goes through. One of our biggest things is we try to listen to customers. It's a relationship we have. We're cleaning your clothes. We have a relationship with you, and we try to build upon those relationships. So time to time, we do customer surveys and just listen to what people are interested in wanting. Customers aren't shy to tell you about what they expect and what they want from you when you're offering your services. We found a lot of value in doing everyday clothes really well and really fast. We're a dry cleaners, but we don't clean everything that can be dry cleaned ever. There's specific reasons for each and everything we don't clean, but what we really do well is we do everyday clothes, and we do them really fast, and we do them with high quality. And we decided to focus on that because people want their clothes on their schedule. You can go to a different cleaners, and it could be maybe same-day service, but usually it's 1 or 2 or 3-day service even. And I can get those same clothes cleaned in 3 hours, and it's because I've just eliminated all the non-value adding activities from the process.
Right.
And we focus on what our core competencies are, and we work on getting those clothes cleaned, pressed, and back to the customer in a timely fashion. And customers have really rewarded us with more and more business because that's a thing they value.
Right. So one of the things within this show, we like it to be educational for our viewers, and it very much is. So for our viewers out there that are watching, there are so many things that you've said over this interview that I want to point out. One, when it came to receiving Yale Cleaners as you, the president of, the training that went into you far before you ever took over, and that within the family, it just wasn't the oldest, it was the one that probably had the capacity or the skill sets in maintaining within the family business, using people based off of their skill set. That's one of the things that we've taken away. And then recently with what you just last said is you got rid of the stuff that you weren't that great at. You were hyper-focused on your 80% of business, so to say. And for our listeners out there, you know, whether it's your work or your business or whatever you're doing, focus on what you're really, really good at. And then, you know, with the stuff that doesn't bring a lot of added value to your business, get rid of that. Because that's something that you said that
I think
really was...
limiting your product line or your services,
Right.
There's a lot of value to that. You can see that in Chick-fil-A and how they focus on chicken sandwiches and chicken nuggets. You can't get everything you can get at McDonald's. Right. You can't get a salad. You can't get all these other things that other fast service restaurants do. So it's taking that and doing that same philosophy. We could clean drapes. We know how to clean drapes. We can successfully clean drapes, but we don't. And there's a big reason why, and we know why. The reason why is there's 3 possible outcomes. 2 of the outcomes are really bad, and the good one doesn't happen very often. Drapes are in an environment that get damaged, environmental damage, sun, moisture, bugs. There's all kinds of things that can happen to a drape. And when you clean them, they're not going to clean well, and you're going to disappoint that customer. So I would rather tell a customer and be upfront and honest that I could clean these, but doing so is more than likely going to damage them, and you're going to be very unhappy with that result. So I encourage customers to enjoy their drapes as long as possible and don't clean them. I wouldn't clean my mom's drapes, so if I wouldn't clean hers, I wouldn't want to clean the customers.
Right.
And so you focus on things that you know are that you can add value to a customer in their lives, and you offer those at a really high level, and customers will reward you for that.
Awesome. Well, that's going to kind of segue into our next question that Stephen's going to ask you. So we're going to be right back, and stay tuned for the next question.
Are you looking to get married? Suit Connection is having an awesome wedding special. Buy 4 suits or tuxedos at $200 or more and receive free dress shirts and ties. Search for them on Facebook by typing Suit Connection Tulsa or stop by at 61st and Sheridan in Tulsa.
Do you suffer with migraines, seizures, neuropathy, dementia, or movement disorders? Discover an independent concierge neurology practice with treatment from a Christian perspective by Dr. George Gonzalez.
Welcome back to another edition of Lasting Legacies. I'm Stephen Gunn, my co-host Evan Herrman.
That's right.
Here with John Rothrock. And John, I am curious, you mentioned it, alluded to it earlier with the really snazzy pin you have on there. Where did the white hat brand come from? Is that something that you personally chose, or was that
No, it was happened well before me. So in the 70s and the late 60s and 70s, as a company, we lost our focus, and we were a company that was not very successful. My grandfather quickly recognized that and decided he wanted to make something different happen. So the first thing he did is he convinced my dad to join the family business. And then he also convinced a good family friend, to rebrand Yale. Our original slogan was Yale Cleaners, the key to cleanliness, based off the Yale lock in our original location within Yale. And so he thought we'd lost our type of mind awareness, and he really wanted to make a dramatic impact. He wanted to change the business model, but he also wanted to change the branding to fit that.
Wow.
And so a lady, Donna Wilson was her name, she went back, and she originally was hesitant. She didn't like to work for friends, and they were really good personal friends.
Okay.
Donna was singing at my parents' wedding, in fact.
Yeah.
Long before my dad was ever at Yale. And she reluctantly agreed, and then she came back with the White Hat brand, and she told him all the things that she thought about, and then she told him why she didn't like them. She thought the white hat went well with our culture, being kind of in the Old West, but she didn't want that. She wanted the weight of that, but without that. She thought it served my grandparents, she knew them personally, she saw it served their values and their value system, and thought that's how they ran their company. So she thought it would work well with their business, because when the branding meets the business, you create a lot of value and a lot of synergy. So she thought it worked really, really well. They actually branded it around my father when he first came. He was the first guy in the white hats.
Okay.
And it's actually a really funny story. I don't know if we have enough time for it, but when we first started the white hat brand, my dad never wore the hat. The hat would always end, and we're the guys in the white hat, and the hat always stopped right here and never went to his head. She wanted the marketplace to apply the hat going on his head. And they did that for about a decade. He never wore the white hat ever. And slowly and surely, the market started accepting our branding, and it started working and paying off. And the market added the word good. We never added the word good in our branding for many, many years. We were always the guys in the white hat, but people always call us the good guys in the white hat. And I don't know if it was intentional on Donna's part, but that's the way it worked out.
Wow.
So as that started to build and grow and cultivate that brand loyalty, finally in the 90s, it was the first time he actually wore the white hat in a commercial, had it on for the entire commercial. It was kind of a segue of that. And then Donna finally retired, and we just continued on with the marketing.
Sure.
And I begged her to come out of retirement for our 70th anniversary a few years ago, and she did a 3 Generations commercial for us with my grandfather, myself, and my dad, and all my brothers. And she goes, I always wanted to finish the brand story. She goes, I always wanted to shorten it to the good guys. She goes, we never got there. And so we ended that commercial with the guys in the white hat, the good guys, for the first time. And very sparingly, you'll hear me use that or see it used somewhere in the marketplace. But it's not something we want to take for granted. We have to honor those commitments and those promises and those values and keep them applied in the way we treat our customers and our employees and the community that supports us. And I think if we do that, then the brand will continue to work for us and have value.
So let me ask you this, in regards to branding. I don't know if anyone else sees a guy in crazy suits around town sometimes, but I love when I see, like near Valentine's Day, you have a suit full of hearts, or if it's St. Patrick's Day, you have a very elaborate green suit. You have different themed suits for different. Tell me why themed suits.
Oh man, that actually happened by accident. If you really want to know.
I really want to know.
That's cool.
So what happened? We do an employee engagement thing. So we try to reward our employees in some meaningful way to thank them for their hard work and service. And sometimes it's more grand than others. It's what we can afford to do, but we try to show people we care about their hard work. So many, many years ago, we started dressing up for Halloween and going in character to Halloween and passing out candy to all our employees. My dad did it before me. I've taken it over. I may have taken it too far. But,
Never.
I always
awesome.
dress up something fun. And so that expanded slowly to other holidays and other events where we just randomly surprise them with something, or whether it's something more Valentine's Day and it's more one of those kind of expected days. And so I was always trying to find something unique to kind of build that anticipation. And I found the first suit, which was the heart suit. And I wore that, and everyone just loved seeing me do that. And it's kind of grown out of that into other holidays. And it's just some way to
Tell me
make
about
people
just
smile and feel special.
A few suits. Just name them real quick. What kind do you have?
Well, I have a Valentine's Day suit. I have a 4th of July suit. The Valentine's Day suit actually inspired the white hat suit. So I have one with our white hat logos all over it.
Okay,
that was
I've
an
seen
interesting story to make, but we got there. And I haven't expanded past that, but I do have some other holidays in mind I'm thinking about going into.
I could see Christmas near.
Christmas is overdone. You don't want to be expected about it. No one expects a heart suit on Valentine's Day. That's something that you don't want to overdo it. It's not a gimmick, or it's not. Honestly, it was for our employees and try to make them feel special.
Sure.
And just a way to make them feel appreciated. So you don't want to ever take it too far that it becomes a joke or anything like that.
Well, awesome. Well, thank you so much for that. We'll be right back in our next segment. Thank you so much for watching.
This program is made possible by the generous support of OklahomaBanner.com. Oklahoma Banner is a locally owned company providing custom-designed full-color banners shipped directly to you. They offer a wide variety of banner products. Visit OklahomaBanner.com today.
It's been said that life is about capturing moments. So I encourage you to capture this moment right here and take a picture of my contact information to reach out to me later. It is most important when you find a real estate agent to find one with the ability to communicate with all involved, knowledgeable about the real estate market, and one's ability to negotiate contracts. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home within the next year, reach out to me. I'd love to see how I can help you reach your goals. Thank you so much.
Welcome back to Lasting Legacies. I am Stephen Gunn, co-host Evan Herrman, and we've been having a lot of fun today with John Rothrock. John, thanks again for your time today. So talk a little bit, one of the things we like to do is ask our guests, how can we, YBT, add value to you? So what
well, in a lot of ways you already have. Connecting with like-minded people in the marketplace is a really challenging thing to do, or it can be. And it's really great to get involved with an organization that allows you to have a mentor relationship or be the mentoree. And there's really no other place I have found in the business community that is doing that. And I, with the help of First Oklahoma Bank and the Jinx Public Schools and South Tulsa Baptist and Jinx Baptist, First Baptist Jinx, we were all able to come together and build an outreach center for South Tulsa, something that people don't expect is needed, and it really has a big need. And so real recently we were able to found Jinx Care Point, and YBT has already made contributions and helped that organization get off the ground. They did a coat drive just in December to raise money and coats for that organization. So there's a lot of value in just being able to connect with people that care about the community and care about it from a business standpoint, but also a faith standpoint. And just those connections, I think, is a great way to have value.
Is there a way we can, as a website or some information about that, we can maybe show that it would help?
Yeah, I believe the website is jinxcarepoint.org, and absolutely you can go there. I make mention of it from time to time on Yale Cleaners social media. So,
and what's your social media handle for
Yale Cleaners? It's
Yale
real
Cleaners.
simple. Facebook.com/Yale Cleaners always. So that's our default social media handle.
Wonderful.
So you can grab it there, and we post about it fairly regularly.
Okay, good. Well, I'm sure we'll have some information on our website as well. So. Thank you for joining us today on Lasting Legacies. Hope it's been a good time for you. We've had a great time together ourselves. And remember, you can make a legacy by how you live and lead others. So make a difference today. Tune in next week and go to ybtok.com for more information.